Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I want to do a follow-up video on my previous PLASTIDIP video where we took just these pliers and dipped them. We did 5 coats of them. Some of you may remember that when I go to close it here in the third opening, right, because it's got adjustable jaws up to the 3, I can't quite get this to close all the way, and I had this material get in the way. So, as a follow-up, I wanted to go through and, 1, tell you what I think of it so far, and 2, talk about trimming this out. So hang with us here. We'll mess with that next. And we'll also talk about this set and what I have in store for these ones as well. So stick around. We'll jump into this right now. All right, so as you guys know, as this closes, you guys could see here that it's rubbing bad on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out this material. I think I'm going to try to cut straight down and then across and then maybe back up and then over and across. We'll see. But either way, I cannot close these all the way because of that material there. All right, we'll try cutting this and seeing how it goes and take off more material as needed. Now what I try to do is try to keep these lines as straight as possible because I want them to intersect. As you guys notice here, it's actually peeling off quite nicely as we go around. Of course, cutting or at least scoring, we want that cut to be made. Okay, so that's how it looks right now. A little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit more off. Now, a good help to this is using a very sharp razor blade. You may have to go through a couple razor blades depending on how much you cut. All right, that is starting to look promising. So at least a good start on that side. Let's do the other side. All right, guys, got it all trimmed up. I could do a little finish work. Let's open this back up a little bit. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it does touch a little bit, but I like that this is sealed off on the end. Yeah, that turned out good. Let me do a little last minute trim work and I'll come right back to you guys. Alright, so I went ahead and trimmed up how I want it to look. As you can see here, there's a little bit of a gap there in between the two, which I like. That's at full closure. And it kind of creates a V shape on the bottom, which I like. You guys could see close what it looks like. There was a little air pocket in this one, as you could see. I mean, that's bound to happen, and there is a little bit of space. I could trim these down a little bit further because when you go to full open, this spot, you go to squeeze down, it gets close to where it needs to be, but there is ever so slightly just a little bit of cushion grab right there. Now, I could take that and trim it all the way back. Some of you may want to do that yourself, and I totally get that. But in the case of this, this actually helps to make sure these handles hold on. I don't know if you guys have ever had a pair of dipped handles that just want to come sliding off. My worry is that because this has got such a nice sheen to it that maybe this wants to slide off. So I'm going to go ahead and leave them where they're at for now. See if I hate it. If I do, I could keep trimming back. But I'm going to leave it like this for now. And I may, because there's these gaps developing in here, Because last thing you want to do is get gunk and grime building up inside your handles. I may look for a way to seal that up. So maybe some sort of caulking or rubber cement or glue of some sort. I'll look into that, but that's going to be a finite issue down the line. Nothing that's going to stop me from using them now. And yeah, these are nice. They've been dried for several days now. They feel great. I love the tactile feel to them. Some people say they get a little too grippy. They may attract dirt, but if that's the case, just wash them off. So yeah, I think it's a great addition. I love that these work like this. Okay, next one is I actually went ahead and did 2 dips with this little set of IPS pliers, those little adjustable pump pliers, and they're actually pretty cool because they have a little screwdriver built in them as well. A nice little EDC to carry in your pocket. I don't know if I've reviewed these yet on the channel, but yeah, very unique, really small in the hand. Not a really big set of pliers, but they're pretty cool. So if you're interested in IPS LWD-165, I think there's a size a little bit longer. If you want something that's a little bit, gives you more leverage, I would definitely go with the larger size. But did the same thing here, cut off the plastic afterwards. And then in this part was actually unique because it has an eyelet. Now these ones have an eyelet too. I don't care about the eyelet on that set of pliers, but in this one I figured I'd keep it because you may hook it onto a ring or what have you. But just take a nail as it's drying and just run it through and kind of spin and pick up that material and pull it off. And this is the exact nail that I used. And you can see that the metal is exposed inside there. But these ones turned out great because they were actually rather sharp prior. And I think you guys saw it in the previous video. If you want to know what it looked like previous, it's just all steel handle. But this makes it a lot more comfortable to use. So I'll go ahead and I'll finish up the trim work on this one. I already did this one here for you guys. I'll finish that one up off camera. And yeah, there we go. All right, so if you guys missed the first round or want to see how it's done again, I already went ahead and prepped these 3 side cutters, needle nose, and here is another set of Sunoda PLC 200 GUS. And what these ones are great for is they have a really narrow front head for getting into super tight places. So very much the same as these ones. They're just on a much slimmer profile. Now with these ones, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dip them a little bit lower just before that mark and see how it works that way instead. All right, guys, first up is the Sunoda. As mentioned previously, PLASTIDIP recommends that you dip these at a rate of 1 inch per 5 seconds. So it's a slow process. Don't rush yourself. Take your time. That way the results are consistent and nice. Go slow because if you pull too fast, it's going to grab and yank, basically tear off the material faster than it could slowly pull itself off. Think of it as like a rubber band. It wants to pull it off quickly. So don't give it that ability to do so. Okay, here's the first round and how it went. Yeah, not too bad. You can see there's a little bit of a touch there. All right, so I mentioned in my other video that to use compressed air if you get a little bit of a hiccup like that. Like you see here. I managed to touch it somehow. Oh, great, my finger touched it too. Okay, so not the end of the world. Take a compressed gun or air. Now, normally that would fill in that by now. It looks like I'm going to have a little bit more work to do. Alright, so that didn't quite completely fix itself. So I'm going to do a little something to help us out. I did this last time and it actually worked pretty good. Still somewhat wet. Take a little dip. Put it on there, a little dab. All right. Okay, let's give this a shot. So the beauty in this is it's actually kind of self-healing in a way. Now there's a bit of a bump here now. We'll see how that pans out as we do a little bit more. Oh my gosh, I did another spot too. Great. All right, so I managed to do it again by touching it here. Let's give it another shot. All right, hopefully we're not too late too, because I want to go ahead and make a hole where the lanyard was at. Okay, so that came out. Give it one more shot. Make sure it's nice and clean. All right, that's good enough for me. Let's go ahead and let it hang and dry, and then we'll apply another coat later. Next up, I want to do this old Crescent USA model and give it a good dip as well. So let's go ahead and do that. This one's going to be pretty close to touching the sides, so we'll take our time and make sure not to touch this time. Okay, that was really close to hitting, but we got it out without a touch. You guys could see for yourself how it looks. I went a little extra deep because I don't mind cutting that back off. Make sure I get the full reach. And yeah, it turned out good. I'm going to go ahead and open these up so we can let that separate. Now we're going to run that fan on there, allow it to fix this little bubble we have here, and then also fill in the gap underneath. Now be cautious with pressure. When it first comes out, every little bit's going to want to push it and make it run. So start far away, work your way close as needed. Alright, so we worked out that nice little bubble, and that material now sits on there the way I like it. Easily trimmable for later on. And again, we'll go ahead and hang this one up and come back to it when it's dried. Alright, this next one might be tough. I don't know if I could get it through. Oh, I can. It's just big enough to get inside there. So, again, already all cleaned up with alcohol. It's an old bell. I'm going to get this one done as well. So we'll go ahead and dip it in there and see how it goes. Okay, that was a close call on that one. Okay, got it all the way out. Got it dipped as far as I liked it. Looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and separate the arms. Like so. We'll hold it, and we'll go ahead and give it a little press of air. I like giving it a shot of air just because it gives it like a flash drying on the exterior real quick. And it helps to get those bubbles out that might be residing there. So I think it turned out great in this case. I don't see any bubbles. It looks really good. A little bit of, oh, a little something going on there, but I think that's just the drying process. You give it a quick little hit, make sure it evens out. And it's gone. Okay, we'll hang this one to dry as well, and since you guys have seen me dip it, I'll just come back once I've completed it and let you guys see the final result. All right, hang tight. All right, guys, welcome on back. This is a follow-up now to the video we just completed with dipping all of these pliers. Now, this video was done previously. This is a total of 5 dips, and we ended up cutting it quite nicely, I would have to say, so that it fits and works well. So five layers worked out really good. On these ones, I ended up doing 4, 4, 4, and then 2 for this one. So I think, and with this one, I didn't go up nearly as high as I did on this one. I went much higher, and then I had to cut down and trim, which I don't mind. I'll be using these ones a lot more than I will be using these, but I did want to add a rubberized coating to this, black gloss finish. And I think it turned out pretty well. Four layers. Yeah, 4 layers is pretty good. And I managed to keep the eyelet hole, as you can see here. And I haven't had to trim it. Now we'll see how well it stays adhered here. If it does start to peel back, I might just take off, about a 1/16 or maybe an 1/8 of an inch down. This is about as far as deep as I could go currently with the PLASTIDIP bottle. So we're probably down to right about here of the dipping. So what that requires is to take this whole thing and lean it sideways and then put this in here and kind of splash it against the side to get it to come up. So it became increasingly more difficult to finish off the rest of these. But you're talking about all of these guys dipped. And I think they all turned out pretty good. It was a little challenge getting up deep enough in there, but I may end up just cutting them off here and then peeling off the excess up top. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Or I could come in and actually just dab it in there, because it likes to adhere to itself. I may do that as well. But much better than what they were. I actually have good handles on here now. And they're not too thick. I like a little bit of a minimalist for these smaller ones. They don't need to be nearly as thick. And then this one was 2. 2 coats is all I really wanted on it, because this is more of an EDC. Again, I don't want it thick. I just want enough to take a little bit of that sharpness out of the handle out. And it's done that. And I managed to keep the eyelet. Kept the screwdriver in on here. Turned out really good, I think. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think? Did this turn out all right? Did you guys have similar experiences to this? And in our next video, we're going to take a look at these kokins. One of you viewers actually brought it up in our video and said, hey, I love these kokins, but is there something we could do about this handle? Because this is a somewhat pliable plastic handle that just beats up weird. It kind of smashes and scratches weird. And I think I got a solution. But I'll save that for the very next video. I think you guys will like it. All right, guys. Is it a bad deal to run this PLASTIDIP? I mean, $10, you get a can of this. And as long as you do it right, prep the surfaces really well, take your time dipping it, I think the results are nice. And they're not all, I mean, I picked black. Black was the color that was available when I picked it up at the store. You could get red, yellows, blues, all the colors under the sun. They even have mixing compounds where you can mix multiple colors in. And I've got a couple ideas of what I want to do for some in the future. But yeah, I think it's a unique application that works and coat them to keep them from rusting and give you better grip and a whole bunch of other examples. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please leave your comments down below. I want to hear what you guys think about this. And subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll keep shooting videos your guys' direction. All right, guys, we'll talk to you.